what's going on, everybody? This is Kelvin Wilson of We Do Movies and Movies, Food, and Hip Hop, and I'm back with another movie review. This movie review is for the film Incredibles 2, and it just came out this Friday, so if you guys want to go see it, do yourself a favor, check this movie out. Now, this is another Pixar production, and of course, we all know that Pixar does incredible animation work. They've done such films as the first Incredibles, Cars, Toy Story series, etc. And now, after 14 years of waiting and waiting for a sequel to this movie, we finally got our sequel. Now, the voice talent, of course, Craig T. Nelson as Bob, aka Mr. Incredible, Holly Hunter as Elastigirl, Samuel Jackson as Frozone, and of course we have our favorite kids, Violet, Dash, and Jack Jack. Now, this movie, after 14 years, does something that I never thought that they would do after a 14-year wait. This movie basically picks up right after the end of the first Incredibles movie, so we get to see this fight between the Incredibles, Frozone, and the Underminer, which I thought was an excellent action sequence. But really, the movie is about, after that said incident, there's this big company that wants to prove that the world and the law is wrong about superheroes and want to have superheroes come back into light because the world needs superheroes. And to fix this and to go along with this initiative, they enlist Elastigirl, which I thought was a great idea. And even though Mr. Incredible doesn't really like the idea, they give it to Elastigirl, and while Elastigirl is doing her job to bring awareness to superheroes, Mr. Incredible has to take care of the kids and be a father. And I felt like that was a really good dynamic to have, because what Brad Bird did in the first film, even though it was about the family, and this movie is still about the family, you got to see Mr. Incredible's story of wanting to get back into being a superhero in the first film. And now you see the roles reversed, and now we get to see Elastigirl. Elastigirl has a lot of really good action pieces in this movie, and it was so phenomenal. Everything. There's so many things that I could just talk about, but I don't want to talk about them because I don't want to give away any scene in this movie, because I just think that you guys really need to check this movie out. And even with all of this stuff that's going on, they have to bring awareness for superheroes to come back. Mr. Incredible has to take care of the family. He's having some problems with Violet, Dash, having to take on this role as a homemaker, basically. And on top of that, we discover, just like he discovers, that Jack Jack has multiple powers. But not only does they have to deal with that, but they also have to deal with another supervillain by the name of the Screenslaver. And I really liked that villain because I liked the motives, but I also felt that the villain in the first movie was a lot better than this villain. But overall, I really enjoyed this movie. Now, is this movie, in my opinion, do I think it's better than the first movie? No. I think you can put them side by side, but I still think that the first movie, because it was something that we didn't think that we would ever see. And the one thing that I really do enjoy about The Incredibles is how everybody talks about how The Incredibles is basically the Fantastic Four movie that we always wanted to see. And you get to see that because essentially, even though from on the outside everybody looks at the Fantastic Four as a superhero group, which they are, but they are basically a family. And that's what you get with The Incredibles. You get a family, not just with The Incredibles, but you also get a sense of family with not only them, but Frozone as well. And I do like that dynamic, and you get to see that dynamic of family and how the family works and what does it mean to be a family and have superpowers and being a family and trying to figure out what to do when you're used to being heroes and now you have to live this mundane life. And of course, the kids have their own set of problems. Like, The Incredibles really is one of those movies where I feel like kids are going to enjoy it and adults are going to enjoy it. It's not too many, I would say, animated movies that do that. There's some that do that, but there's a lot of animated movies that you can tell are strictly for kids. They're just kind of wacky and over the top, and you can tell that that's generally for kids. But like stuff like Toy Story and The Incredibles, I feel are basically for both. And I think you can go in as an adult and enjoy this movie because it is about family. It is about the love of family. But it's also a superhero movie. There's these amazing action set pieces. I love the fact that it seems modern in the way that they act, but stylistically, it almost goes back to the 60s. It has a 60s vibe to it. Not only that, but like the music selection, it really does have like, remember Adam West's Batman and the Green Hornet with Bruce Lee? It kind of has that vibe, a little bit of like old school, like James Bond mixed in between it. It's just an all-encompassing film. I really enjoyed this movie a lot. I know you guys are going to enjoy it as well. And you guys tell me what you thought about the movie when you see it. Hit us up on Facebook at We Do Movies and in Movies, Food, and Hip Hop. And you can check out all our reviews on those two pages, as well as the YouTube channel. And that's the YouTube channel is We Do Movies. Like and subscribe and become a member. You get to see more reviews. You get to see my commentary videos. I'm starting a new segment called Movies We Love, where I dissect the movies that I watch from time to time, that I always watch, and I just love them. But you guys continue to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell so when I drop a new video, you get notified. And until then, guys, we'll see you next time. Peace.